All right, everybody, welcome to
and stuff.
We are back. StreamYard is weird, but I think we're here. We're gonna look at some awesome Shadowhawk Zero, Rob Liefeld kicking ass with an interesting style that looks amazing. We're gonna jump into it in 2 seconds. We'll talk to you guys in 2.3 seconds. Let's go.
I am telling you, it is the definition between an entrepreneur and an employee. The employee goes to the cliff, looks over the cliff, says, "Is there a balloon down there? Do I just stay? What happens if it hurts? What if I land on my neck?" The entrepreneur, they said, "We need to jump off the cliff, backs up, 10 feet, and get a fucking run."
This town needs an enema.
Fuck.
Who are you? Where's Commissioner Green? Come on. You guys expect to beat me. Too stupid!
Wait. You don't really think you will leave? Things change.
You've got me! Who's got you?
Everything changed. And anyone who tells you different is just lying.
You know who this is? This is Mark motherfucking Sylvester.
All right, we're gonna see if this actually works. I just saw I lost contact with my YouTube chat, so I'm gonna have to reload that.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. I just checked all the comments I left on X to see what was going on. Apparently, there's outages or whatever going on with Google and cloud and all that shit. So this will be interesting to see how this stream actually goes. Let me see. I gotta reload. Fucking that completely just shut down. Craziness.
Would you like me to read the chat?
Yeah, go for it. Well, hold on a second. Let me just reload this real quick. But if you are in the chat and if something happens live on the stream, you let us know if you can't see us anymore. Or, I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's one of those times. Fun shit going live. Let's go. All right, got the chat back. Let me put this back in place so I can see you all in 2.3 seconds. All right, there we go. Got it back. All right. See how long you guys stick around for. What's going on, man? Good to see you.
Doing great, brother. Just keep working on type 1. Almost there. Almost there. And,
almost there. Famous words.
Famous. Well, so that was a time.
I've said them quite a bit. Well,
yeah. No, you know what? I've read a couple of old comics, read a couple new comics, so it's been a good couple 24 hours.
Speaking of new comics, next week on the Spawn review, we are going to be looking at issue 3. Was it 365?
Yeah, 365 just dropped yesterday. Awesome book, lots of fun, dope Brett motherfucker good art with the Delso Corona. Yeah, big stuff's happening.
Yeah, I'm excited. I haven't read it yet. Got it sitting right here. I'm going to get to it though, but we will definitely dive into that Monday at 8 p.m. for the
Tuesday.
Tuesday, jeez, I'm all out. Tuesday, 8 p.m. for the Spawn review. Let's go. I'll say hi to the chat real quick. If this is accurate, I know I hopefully didn't erase anything, but I am seeing if this is actually the chat, yeah. I am seeing Hail to Lore is number 1 in the chat and number 1 in our hearts. That makes you my friend.
Number 1.
Of course.
Hail to the king, baby.
Great to see you. Thank you for being here. We also have Mark Penguin as well in the house.
Hello, Mr. Penguin. A penguin is a bird that cannot fly. I am a man. I have a name.
And that name is Mark Penguin. Great to see you, brother. We have John Ebel in the house. This is Hail to Chat. Hail to you. Good to see you.
Doing? Awesome.
Twisted Dreams is rock and rolling. Says, how about a Limp Bizkit cover? How about no?
Subject's notes. The extraction theory papers. Am I the only one who did the read?
It's a West Borland goat. It's all right. You know, I went through a Limp Bizkit phase in the late 90s when they first came on the scene, you know? Until, go ahead. Tell me about it.
That Rollin' remix with DMX and Redman and Method Man. That still tickles my dumb bone. Man.
I don't know if I've heard it.
Yo, what?
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, might not have.
Right. I'll send it to you.
Okay, I will listen to it. Wiley J. Draws is in the house. It says Booty Hawk. Oh, yeah, because of the cover. It's a nice ass. I just have to say. If you're going to draw an ass, make it nice. That's all I have to say. Sheldon Martin, member of the channel, is in the house. Of course, the first member that jumps in here, we have to do this.
Oh my God! I'm sorry. I can't stop coming. I'm sorry. Oh, it feels so good.
It feels so good to have the members in the channel tonight. Also,
Pegging isn't new for me, friendo, but it is for Disney.
it's going to be one of those shows. Let's go. Good to see you, Sheldon. Appreciate you being here. And I have not forgot, on the Ronan Joe Show, 8 p.m. this Sunday, I'm going to be covering a Shakira song. At the end of the show, I'm going to be playing Underneath My Clothes because of this guy right here.
Nice.
We'll talk more about that later. We have Omar Glitch in the house. What's going on, man?
Good.
I did not.
All right.
There we go. Good to see you. AZHQ, my friend. Statistical Zero. Listening a bit. Hello. All. Oh, sweet. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you here. F them. F them. I don't know what that means, but I say I'm right there with you. Let's go. All right, let me bring your comments up here on the screen. We're going to start the show, and then we'll get our guests on here. It is Thursday. I'm feeling good. Welcome to
And stuff. Over 40 years collecting comic books in the comic book medium of cartoons, toys, and all. Over 26, 30? I don't know how many years I've been saying this, but I've been doing a lot of inking stuff, you know. Dashingly Dashing, Sean Ahrent from Jersey, Creative Type 1, the only one Hispanic got on paper. I didn't cross the border crossed me and my family. You know how it goes. So with me as always, my brother and I.
very talented, very sexy, very distinguished, always narcissistic, but never vain. Staunch defender Rob Liefeld and Gina Carano, and a lover of all things 90s. Joseph Michael Sonntag, or Joe M Sonntag, if you prefer, as the Pope likes to call me, JMS, or as the chat likes to call me, Ronan Joe. Welcome to the show, and as always, what an awesome show we have for you tonight, because we have two guys on the show that we like. That have they been on the show before? This is like the first time, I think, right?
No, Don's been on,
right?
Don's been on.
I lose track.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, fuck it. Whatever. Bring him on, man. Introduce him. Let's go.
We got our guys, Fuseboxx and the Don Reno Don, coming on, kicking with us. We're going to have a great time talking about some awesome Rob Liefeld. All right.
Yes.
Great
Let's
projects.
do it. Let's bring him on. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. How you guys doing?
Yeah.
What's up?
How you guys doing?
I'm good. By the way, I have been on the show before. It's just been a couple years.
Okay. See, I forget. I mean, we've been running the show now for 5 years. Sometimes I forget who has been on the show, who hasn't been on the show. So I apologize. No disrespect meant to any of our guests that have been on here. We're like, why don't you remember me? I'm like, I'm sorry. You know, it's like that one night stand. You run into the chick like years later, and she, I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't remember you.
Damn.
My fault.
Hughes, man, what's up, man? I have you're not hiding behind an avatar. I see you, man. It's awesome.
I know, you know. I had to come. I had to bring my game face. I had to. So I'm here. I'm doing my sexy reclined look.
That's what's up.
I like it.
Let's see. Got some crackling going on there, Fuseboxx. Let me see if I can clear any of that up on my end. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. Well,
by the
tonight,
way, John, I feel sorry, Joe. I feel you on that roller remix, man. I feel you on that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it fucking.
I gotta check it out.
Yeah,
I
it
gotta
makes
check
me
it out.
want to, get up and
No,
make
it's
some
definitely
pancakes.
fun. You got to get that.
Before we get going here, guys, a couple things to go over. One, there is in the chat, YouTube is doing this thing. It's the top contributor. If you guys see, there are some people in the chat that have a purple or blue. They have a crown. They have a number next to their name. What that is, if you are the number one contributor throughout the show, that means you're commenting, super chatting, or whatever it is that you're doing, you're going to see that number rotate as you go. Whoever ends at number one at the end of the show is going on our leaderboard. And what we're doing is whoever has the most number ones by the end of the year, we're going to figure out something to do for you guys in there, since YouTube is having a fun time. And so I think it's great. Be competitive. I think who was number one? Was it Apple was number one for a second? I was taking Twisted Dreams is number one right now. So there you go. But you have to be number one at the end of the show. If you do, you get added to the leaderboard right here. We've done this for 3 weeks so far. This is our 4th week. We have Hail the Lord as one. Rick Sailors won last show. Michael Pritchard won and got on the leaderboard. So obviously you'll get more notches on there if you win multiple times, or you just get added as we go. And we're gonna add it all up at the end of the year and see what we can do for everybody that comes and supports us every week in the chat, because you guys are awesome. And I love the fact that YouTube is kind of giving this more of a chance to have some fun with it. Also, we have a goal. If we get a $20 super chat or more, whoever gives us that super chat gets to pick whatever we review on an upcoming Not and Stuff show. It could be anything, but I had to put the warning out there. Even if it's something we don't like, we'll review it, but we give honest opinions on it. So we'll just put it out there. But if you want us to see something specific, read something specific online or live on the show, $20 or more super chat, and we will get to it. All right. Business is done. Let's move on. Sean, what are we looking at, man?
We are looking at Image's
Let's do this.
answer to Age of Apocalypse. Image X month. It's when all the Image founders switched off with books to work on different books from different properties. And right now we got Rob Liefeld working on Jim Valentino's Shadowhorn. We got awesome layouts from Carl Allstader. Awesome finishes from Rob, and then Extreme Colors killed it. Which their colors, I'm looking at the screen, my Cintiq, which has the cover here. It goes with that Japanese ink brush style that Rob was going for, the aesthetic, and this is a fantastic book.
I'm looking forward to. Let's. Oh shit! I got to bring it up. Duh. Here we go. Now we're actually looking at it.
Damn.
That's my bad. That's I dropped the ball on that one. AZHQ says, I realized I'm 5 years late to this channel. So many superb vids in your history. Thank you, man. Well, definitely check it out. We've been doing this for a while, having lots of fun. So I'm glad you're here now. Let me kill the music. There we go. Now we can actually.
That was you doing it? I thought it was voices in my head again, man.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know, Don.
And one cool artsy fartsy tip about the original art to this is that there's a brick wall.
That's right.
That he's leaning on, that he's on. And I don't know why Rob took it off, but for whatever reason. But that was a cool aesthetic as well.
I love the fact that he took it off. And I'll say this because one of the things I loved, grew up in the 90s. I loved comic books in the 90s that had a white cover, just a white black cover. And Image used to do that quite a bit, and Marvel did it as well. Amazing Spider-Man had a bunch of covers that were just white backgrounds, but there was something about the white background. You made the image pop out. I think it was a good idea to get rid of that brick wall and just go with that white background. It's just something about it just gives it that look.
What's up, Gooch?
We got the Gooch in the house.
What's up, Gooch?
What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man.
That's our guy.
Jay is doing big things. If you've seen, he's been doing a afternoon show, I believe. I don't know if this is something permanently he's doing or not, but he's been doing a few afternoon shows. So if you guys haven't yet, please sub to his channel and check those out. So great channel over there. Covers a lot of stuff, great topics. Late Night with the Gooch on Sunday is always one of the best shows Sunday night to kickstart your week right after the Ronan Joe show that is at 8. So definitely check that out. But sub to my man. We also have Christopher Bouchard's in the house.
Oh, number one fan.
Welcome, man. Welcome.
Oh, Jay, I saw your show from yesterday or the day before. Cheers, bro.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'll send it to you, man.
Yeah, shoot me the link. Fuck hell yeah!
I'll throw the link to you. Let's go. All right, give me a second. All right, so Shadowhawk Zero. So this is Jim Valentino's book, Shadowhawk.
Yep.
And Rob Liefeld's coming. He does the story, does the art. I believe we've got layouts by Carl Alstetter in this. And one thing I really think is cool about, we're not going to do a review of the story. We're just going to kind of look at the art. We got limited amount of time tonight. We got some guests. And Jay's going to jump on too. So we're going to try to cram all this in and still try to stick to about an hour. But I love the fact that he does a little bit of a different style.
Yeah.
On this book, and it really, really works. Kind of reminds me of the Frank Miller stuff, some of the Death Blow stuff Jim Lee would do.
Yeah.
So talk about that for a second. I got to find Gooch's stuff.
You know, it was exciting. We got that Frank Miller aesthetic, like you were just saying. Rob seems to be a sponge as well. He can apply techniques. You know, he can cipher off of other people and add it to his own tricks and trades of his artistic arsenal. And this is just a fucking dope ass.
Is that it's Liefeld, right? But it's different, but you can still tell it's Liefeld at a moment's notice.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely some tellers there. It's how would this be? It's just a completely inked different way than he normally does. Not a lot of cross hatching or anything like that. It's just kind of cleaner, heavier line works when it comes to the black and stuff. But it's very much Liefeld-esque. And I think our Alstetter does a good job with the layouts here to kind of keep the Rob Liefeld aesthetic, because if you guys have followed Liefeld for years, he's got a particular way of how he dynamically draws. Like when you look at a Rob Liefeld page, you can tell it's a Rob Liefeld page. Mm-hmm. And I think that there's a few things in here I think that not necessarily looks off, but I think you can tell that it's somebody else doing the layouts. But I think Alstetter does a good job of keeping it. What's up, Jay? Good to see you, brother.
Good. What's up? What's up, guys? How's it going?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Good to see. It's been a second since we've streamed.
I know. I had to get on because things are happening, and I had to pop on and say a quick hello. And
no, I appreciate that, dude.
Go ahead. I
Always good to have you here.
I like the soft voice. I feel like those that one shtick on Saturday Night Live with the two broads where they're like, oh yeah, we're listening to the woods. It's nice.
Yeah, the very professional voice. I love it. Love it.
I don't know about that.
So I mean, while we got you here, real quick. So you've been doing the afternoon stuff. How's that going?
It's going really well. I didn't mean to come on here and take over. That's not
no. I just want to talk to you in a second. So I just wanted to ask.
That's cool. We got Cash App.
No, I'm off work right now, and I think you guys both know what's happening for me in my life and everything that's happening in the future here. So I wanted to start streaming, start talking about things that I used to talk about when I was doing the old channel, and I wanted to bring that back and start talking about things. I've seen too many people lose their life or lose themselves, and me included, and so I just wanted to bring that to the forefront and start talking about it. And the response has been overwhelming. The comments, the emails, the DMs, some powerful responses.
You're loved, dude. You are loved. Accept it.
Yeah,
accept it.
I know, and I have to learn to accept that stuff, and I appreciate that. It's people I did not expect to. And it's funny how everyone's like, I did not know that about you, and then some of the people that are responding to me, I would never have guessed either. And it's just funny how we just go through these days without really truly being ourselves and hiding these thoughts and these opinions of ourselves and these depressions and anxieties and whatever. So yeah, it's I think that's my calling, my true calling, and I'm going to continue doing it. I have a lot of plans moving forward. Yeah, I have a lot of plans moving forward. So,
no, I like that you're branching out. I mean, you talk about pretty much anything you want to talk about, and that's great. You got a big platform now, and I think you got a lot of good insight and things to talk about on that. So I'm glad that you're doing that, because I think people need a little bit more of that, and it's a little bit of a break from some of the, the pop culture stuff and just kind of focusing on some real issues. So no, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, you guys know me so well, and we've talked a lot, and I've never mentioned a lot of the things that are actually in my head and things that I've experienced. So it was just it was really nerve-wracking for me to do that and show a different side to me. So, yeah, I thank you for having me on, bro. I appreciate
No,
it.
absolutely,
I love
man.
you guys. So.
No, we love you too. I was excited that you were jumping on. Like I said, it's been a second since we streamed, and it's just always good talking to you. I know the chat misses you, so
yeah.
And we got
came on. I'm on here. It's all about me.
That's true. Yeah, it's all about Don. That's right.
Maya and Cisco right up in this point.
Yeah. So we're looking at Shadowhog Zero, which is like we were talking about before, Rob Liefeld taking over the Shadowhawk book and just kind of telling his own story and doing a kind of a different, to my knowledge, this was the only time he did a style of art that was like this, which is, in my opinion, very unique. And I love it. Like, look at that face there. Like, I love, I don't know what it is about the liney face. It's kind of like it's a little Frank Miller, I guess, inspired. But there's just something about it that's so damn dynamic. I don't know. I love it. It
and the colors, I believe it was Kiko. Like if you see how he matches up, like to do the face, like the lips here, and even fit like beautiful.
That borders on Jay Lee. It borders on this a lot.
I was just gonna say it's got a little bit of Jay Lee in it as well. Yeah. Can't go wrong with that. I mean, it's just some good stuff with the
kind of looks like Destro there with that jacket, though. Like, I'm not gonna lie. From G.I. Joe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Hey, well, Rob's a huge fan of G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
I love when artists or creators are able to put their passion into their art when it comes to like a tip of the cap here or an Easter egg or something. I do that too in my book as well.
What a layout! That what a way to do a double page spread. Like, look at that.
In your face.
Look how gooey these inks are, and the splitter and the splatter. And this is just artistically awesome. I think I'm gonna do it.
Guys look kind of supernatural a little bit too.
Yeah,
right, because of the big eyes.
Yeah.
That's a cool.
Shout out to Sam and Dean.
I would love to see some of the original art to this.
Dope shit.
Oh, damn.
Dope shit.
See, I love this right here.
Yeah.
Love that. I love the way that Rob Liefeld drew arms and muscles. It was probably like a 90s thing because a lot of the artists did it. But when you had like muscle lines on top of muscle lines and veins ripping out of the arms and stuff, there's just something very awesome about that back in the day that I wish more artists would lean into that now. It's just dynamic. It's just, I don't know. There's something about it.
And the panel breakages.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like some people are like they're afraid to break panels these days.
Oh man, shatter that wall, man.
Yeah, I'm like, do it, man. Do it up.
See, that works too. Like with the way he glistens everything, and then with the colors, like Extreme Colors was so ahead of the game.
It's a great style for him, though, guys. It really is.
Yeah.
Did he didn't do a lot of this kind of stuff though, did he?
For this stylistic, no.
Yeah. No, this was like I said, unique to this book. Like this was just experimenting and whatever he was doing. He talked about it on one of his podcasts.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember which one it was, but it was a fun story to listen to him talk about the idea behind this book.
Yeah, even before he brought it on the podcast, like he would tell us that he's like, I had these pages on my floor in my kitchen, and just big sweeping like brush strokes of doing shit. And the cool thing is, like, he had a bunch of the pages with him, like maybe 09 or something. And he's like there's shots that I did, and there's shots where I was like, I really pulled this off. And we got to see a bunch of those shots where he's like, I really pulled this off.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
John says this kind of art is the big reason I draw the way I do now.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I agree, man.
Yeah, John.
I definitely agree.
He's a badass artist, man.
Yeah, he's fucking sick.
Yeah, he's got some stuff going on too. He's gonna be coming out with a book here soon.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, if you don't mind me saying, Joe.
Yeah.
This Saturday on the studio, my show, 7 p.m. Eastern, every Saturday, John's going to be revealing the cover to his I believe it's Flesh Eater or something, or X. No, it's X to the Z. X to the Z, I think.
Nice.
Bring me up in the chat if I'm wrong, John. But yeah, we were talking about that in the big week chat today. Carry on, gentlemen.
That's exciting news. Hell yeah, you're putting out your first. No, it's not his first book, right?
No, this is like his second or third book.
Yeah. Season pro. But anytime you put out a book, it's fucking fire.
Hell yeah, man! Gotta support my boys, man.
I really like how the simplicity of the art with the robot or the mecha the tech here.
Yeah.
Where it's, colors really kind of carry with the sheen and everything. But to me, that's like, and we said the same thing when we were looking at the Death Blow book a couple weeks back. We were just talking about like the Frank Miller kind of inspired like line work and just the negative spaces there with how you utilize whites in the blacks and everything.
Is it just me, or are you anxious to see this robot get effed up in the next couple of panels?
Well, yeah, because you know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just like, this stuff just looks fun. Like, I would like to just be able to draw like this sometime. I said it during the Death Blow show as well. Like, I would like to just try to figure out kind of how this works aesthetically, and then do my own version of it. But I think this would be fun. It just looks fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, get the good double page spreads and everything.
Even has 3
Action.
panels in there. Yeah.
Rob does the great action books. Every time I get in a discussion with people when they talk about comic books, I think people always forget there's different genres of comics, right? Because you always get the people that are real, it's usually writers, it's usually indie writers. No offense to the writers out there. You guys are great. I love you all. But it's usually them that are pushing back on comics, and they like hold a certain genre of comics as like the big appeal, right? And it's like, dude, just like movies, there's comedies, there's dramas, there's actions. Same thing in comics, like this is an action comic. I'm picking it up because I want the big in your face action, and that's what this pulls it off, and that's what makes it great. Somebody else might be like, oh, this story, like, fuck you. I was like,
that is me you're talking to, sir.
Yeah, but you have je ne sais quoi.
Yeah. You get more style to it,
Yeah. We're talking about
Sean knows how to save it.
Cheese flexes, we all know it.
Look at these. This is the Frank Millerisms. Man, this guy incorporates so many different storytelling elements.
Who's the colorist on this, man?
I think Kiko did this.
He worked pretty hard on this.
Oh, dude, Kiko was he colored a cover using a program that made the phone book, which is phenomenal.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, which is just like zeros and ones. Like
painter.
Not even.
It's funny if Zach was here. Shout out to Zach, love you, brother. But if he was here, he'd probably be complaining about the '90s colors, because we go through back and forth through them all the time about the '90s colors. But man, the '90s had some of the best color work. I don't care. Like, there was just when they were the early stages of Photoshop, as they were getting better and better. There was just I don't know. Sometimes I think modern colors, and we work with modern colorists, and they're great. But I think sometimes things get over rendered with the coloring. Yeah. When sometimes just pull it back a little bit flatter really works. And when you go back to the '90s books, they're perfect.
Have you noticed that a lot of the modern it's making a slow comeback now? I've noticed.
Yeah.
For the majority of the 2000s and 2010s, the colors seem very, very muted. They're not as dynamic as they are in books of this era, the '90s image.
Yeah.
Lots of I agree. A lot of muted colors, not as bright, it is popping, as vibrant. And there's one thing I love: colors in my book. I want them to smack me in the face. I want them to bring me into that action. I want that bright, dynamic color.
Yeah, I think it obviously depends on like the mood you're going for with the book. Sometimes that works, but I agree. And also I love the color palettes when in the '90s. They used to lean a lot into the pinks and purples and blues, which I think are fine. Like, visually, they're good.
Perfect.
And they're good in comics. Like, for some reason, that kind of started becoming a bad thing, and they're trying to pull away from it. But if you read old books, there are so many times, granted, it might have been like a limited color palette you had to work with, so that's why you got that. But there's just something about it that just worked very well with that color palette.
Sorry, Joey. This page right here is one where Rob was like, he pulled this one off.
That looks awesome. That arm is sick,
dude. Yeah, like.
Look at the lightning highlights though on the left hand panel though. I mean, that is brilliant right there.
Mm-hmm.
That silhouette. That silhouette.
Yeah.
Like
badass.
You know us, we love some good silhouette works.
Yeah.
I do like a good silhouette.
So good. See, great gestures, great beats. Great beats with the storytelling.
Yeah. I like these bad guys.
Right?
There's cool look there.
So emotionless. They kind of like stormtroopers,
Yeah. Well, these ones don't miss, as you can see, like right here.
Yeah, well, a lot better aim there.
Yeah.
But this is when Bloodstrike was the one-man army now after the
Cabot. Yeah.
where the other team was gone, and he was just doing this one-man thing. And I also thought that was a cool character as well.
Oh, it's so good.
Now it's your turn to die. Oh yeah.
You like to see who wet? Yeah, you know what we're talking about.
Everyone.
Everyone. Let's go. Jeremiah Blackwell's in the house. Is coming in late, dude. Shadowhawk, my buddy Jason Gorder, ended up becoming the inker on this book. Eventually introduced me to Michael Turner. Damn, and getting me into comics. That's awesome, dude.
Oh wow,
yeah, that's awesome.
Lucky you, man. That's awesome.
Love to talk about that sometime with you.
Yeah, yeah. We should have Jeremiah on the show sometime.
See, like these proportions are so extreme, but they work. Like I was just looking at a book last night. It was Imperial from Marvel by it was drawn by Ivan Coelho.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of that guy. And like this one shot of the Hulk was so unrealistically done. Like having an art snob or an art police come in there. Like it would spend hours upon it, but it just looked.
I get so
cool.
sick of that.
Dude, look at Nick Klein's Hulk. That shit is savage.
Yeah. And like I just thought to myself, because like if I talked out loud, it'd be kind of weird because nobody else was in the room with me. I'd be like, I'm just gonna go balls to the wall. Like I don't care if somebody's overly critiques that this isn't how that. You know what? I'm just having fun. You know,
that's
like,
what
we're
it's
just
about.
having fun.
Yep.
If you're doing a book and you're having fun with it, it shows every time. Every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like.
Sorry, Jay.
I feel like that. No. I just felt like this book was like, let's see what we can get away with the palettes. Let's see what we can get away with the shadowing, the inking, everything. Like I feel like this is more of an experimental book, and it works. Like they get away with it. Like it's just like, let's have fun with this and let's put it out there and see if people like it. And I mean, this is the early 90s stuff. It's so clear. It's like, what? This came out 94, 93, 94. Yeah. Like, I mean, it just, this is what we need back in the comic.
I was going to say, like, it's everybody plays everything so safe nowadays. Or at least that's what it feels like. I don't know if they're being told that or that's just what they're doing.
Well, they're chasing trends. They're chasing
that
trends.
Too.
Yeah.
And back in the 90s, it was completely different. They were, I guess the trend that they were chasing was like, let's just do what we want to do. You know, how do you feel? What's the best layout look like? What's the best pose? You know, like what's stuff that looks cool to the teenagers like me that were reading the book at the time that would open up and look at the stuff and just be in awe of the way these characters were just interacting within the page. That to me is what was awesome with comic books. It wasn't safe, and you could feel that when you're reading the book, and that's what stood out.
Exactly. I love these dry ink lot, like the dryness effect of this, like and like I do these borders in type 1 back at now and Indiegogo. Like I love this shit.
Don't be a bum.
You know?
John's in the house. What's going on, brother?
What's up, brother?
If you're having fun making comics, you're doing it right. Yes, sir. That's what it's all about.
See, more cool gestures. More cool gestures.
Show the Bloodstrike gesture right there that Rob was so good at doing in the 90s. And this is one thing where I hate it when people talk about the proportion thing. You know, and Rob had a podcast the other day, and he was talking about the Art Adams effect.
Great show.
Characters, right? It was a great show. Guys, check it out if you haven't yet. He's on YouTube now doing his thing on the Rob Liefeld. He also has his Rob Observations podcast. But he was just talking about like when Art Adams came on the scene, Adams. Shout out to
Kayla screaming somewhere.
You know, the heads were a little smaller, the shoulders were broader, the legs were longer, you know, but that kind of heroic body archetype and the pose is what made it look so cool. You know, sometimes heads look too big. Like I've seen artists draw heads and trying to make them like completely, correct with the anatomy and everything. And sometimes it just looks weird. Like the head looks too big, but you shrink the head just a little bit and the body looks more massive. And the character itself looks bigger and bigger than life. You know, like that's superhero books. And so I see stuff like that, and Rob was just so good at doing that back in the day. Still is, but it just like I'm thinking of like when I would have read this when I was a kid. I see a pose like that, I'm just like, I want to draw that right now.
Even the back, you're talking about the bloodshot in the background.
Yeah,
the blood strike, yeah.
Badass. You want to like Shadowhawk looks great, but I want to draw that guy in the background because he's
exactly, yeah.
Right now, I want to get to that. You know? That's what's
I'm with you.
Yeah, like that's a dude that looks like he's gonna fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Dude, check this out. I've got it somewhere in my collection. If you can find the copy, you can find digital versions of it as well. But it's a fun book. Definitely something good for your collection.
You know, it's actually probably I want to say it's probably my favorite. Maybe second, because that Silvestri Spawn is something else. But
it's pretty good.
This is on a different level. So I do want to say this is my favorite of the Image Zero issues. You know, like
it's up there. Yes, the Silvestri 25 is hard, or the Spawn 25 is hard to beat. That's for sure. But this one, Savage Dragon, the one that Jim Lee did, those are probably the top 3 for me.
I could go with that.
Yeah,
super chat.
Spawn was a disappointment.
Oh wow!
I mean, Cyberforce.
We got Twisted Dreams for $1.99. Sending
love.
What are you sending?
Love. You just sending love.
Just sending love. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. That's why I love you. And that makes you number one. You are number one in the chat. There you go. Keeping that number one going. Love it. I love the simplicity of the buildings here.
Just gonna say, such a simplistic layout.
They're buildings. Who cares?
Well, I was just gonna say, as artists, right? Sometimes we can get carried away with all the detail and wanting to put like all the windows and like but sometimes simplicity just works because it adds to the mood of everything. Speaking of artists, look who we got in the house.
There we go, Jason. I believe Jason's going to be at Heroes Convention in North Carolina next week.
Nice.
Check out his social media. Find out where his table's at. A bunch of other friends of ours are going to be there. Stop, get a piece of art, buy a comic book, and please tell him that we love him as well. Shout out to Jason. We got Michael Pritchard in the house. Says Art Adams, one of the 3 earliest influences on me. Nice, man. It's, I mean, if you, I'm encouraging you guys, go back and listen to that Rob Liefeld podcast because it was, first of all the stuff he does is really good. Just the storyteller in him just presents that stuff really well.
It's
but
so
just
it's so funny. I love it.
But just him talking about the influence that Adams had on all of the big Image guys and just how they kind of started changing certain things when he came on the scene was a very fun story to listen to.
You want to see a good one? Watch the one where he's on Mark Miller. Mark Miller's
that was a great interview.
Yeah.
He was a little more him. Let me just say that much.
Oh yeah, he was.
I love it.
Third out. Yeah. Good stuff.
Like if you guys ever watch the Whatnot streams, like that's
I haven't done that yet.
That's Rob at his rawness.
That's
right?
the Austin thing, right?
Yeah, the Whatnot's great. It's a fun stream because he's just he's just raw. He don't give a fuck. He's just doing his thing. And that was
I'm old.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Like I said, we're big supporters of Rob Liefeld here on this channel.
Yeah, that's our dude. So one thing I love about this page, before I go through, it reminds me of the opening of like a old like Ninja Gaiden or Shinobi type of like Ultra Beast, like it's like, Which
dude, you just get my nostalgia button with that one.
Hey, I'll tickle that thing.
Mm-hmm. Tickle away. Let's go.
Stop it.
And that's it.
That's how it ends, huh?
That's how it ends. And you know what? That's cool. That's
big ass 90s moon right there. I love it.
That's what we do.
Gotta have it.
That's where we got ours from.
It's high tide everywhere.
Well, that was the Shadowhawk Zero. Very fun. Go check it out if you guys haven't. Usually we've been doing like more story reviews on the show, but when we have guests, it's kind of hard to fit that all in. I want to make sure there's time for guests, and we were trying to keep this to an hour show because everybody's busy here right now. Lots of things going on. But shout out to Rob Liefeld for doing a really interesting take on his style with that book. It's always fun to see artists go out and experiment and do different things just out of the blue like that. And I feel like they do that more, or they did it more in the 90s, and a lot of artists do it now. So very cool. If you guys haven't seen it before, check it out. It's awesome. Twisted Dreams is still number 1. Is anybody going to challenge him for that number 1 spot? He might be added to the leaderboard here in about 20 minutes when we close it down.
Somebody sent a $50 super chat to cure my diabetes for Joe.
I was just what I like to say on this show. What I like to say on this show is that if Sean is not feeling good, or if you want to just give a shout out to anybody that's on the panel, send me money. You know, if you want anybody to have a good day, just send me the money. That's all it matters, right?
For all we do for you.
Yeah. Sean was on here. He was sick the other day. I was like, if you want Sean to feel better, send a super chat.
I was talking like this. And I was trying to have conversations, but it sucks. I was so excited.
You're a little under the weather right now. People should start sending some money now. Actually.
Yeah,
they should. You know, they should. They really should. Oh,
look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Gifting 5 memberships to the Ronan Joe show. Thank you, brother. Or not Joe, the channel. Yeah, appreciate it. Picked up by Twisted Dreams, the timescales. I haven't seen the timescales in a while. I wonder what he's up to. Yeah.
He just messaged me the other day. Well, I guess about that stream that I did the other day. But he's doing well. He's doing well.
Good,
nice.
good.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a second.
Joe got a cramp, $10 now. I love it.
Dr. Ben, Lord Tateman, and Russifus. Well, welcome to the channel, everybody. If you see an email saying that you were gifted a channel membership, it was because of this man right here, the Gooch. Everybody go check him out on his channel, doing great things, brother. I appreciate you so much. All right. Let me. I gotta pull stuff off here. StreamYard is acting weird on my end.
Still
whip it up.
It's been weird today.
Yeah, today apparently for some reason.
Yeah, I was having problems with it too when I was trying to get on here and load some stuff up and all that. So, all right, I think it's working again. All right. We have some guests on the show. We have specifically the Don and the Fuseboxx coming on, creators here, writers doing their thing. Fuseboxx, I know that Sean's been on your channel lately. I think that was just last month, you guys? Yeah, it was fun show. I was in the chat. I was listening.
Awesome times. One of my favorites I've ever been on, not just to blow your ego because you're right next to me.
Blow it. Do it.
One of my favorite ones to be on. So.
Oh, well, I'm offended.
I was just going to say,
I'll remember
that. I'll remember that.
1-0. Yeah.
One
not like nobody's
severely depleted right now. Thank you.
It's not what it looks like, I swear.
What do you got going on though, man? Great to have you on the show.
Oh, well, thank you. I have been promoting the hell out of Outlaw Nights issue number 2.
Boom.
Currently on Indiegogo and Fund My Comic. And I can't really share it from my end because I'm on my cell phone.
Let me look for it. I'll get the link. I'll do my job as the host, I guess.
I don't do shit.
Don't let it get to you, Joe. Don't let it get to you.
Oh no.
What?
Yeah.
No, he's been doing this for long enough. He's.
I know the gig.
He knows the gig.
Responsibility. So much burden.
We had a gentleman's agreement of how this will go down.
Oh, let's see if I can.
It sounds like you did pull your hip. Like, oh.
Who, me?
Yeah, you're like, oh.
Oh. Well, I'm trying to. Indiegogo's being dumb. I can't see. All right. Let me. I'm gonna have to go to your.
Indiegogo.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna have to go to your page on X and go find the link. Go ahead and just talk about it though while I'm doing this.
If you had a kick-ass moderator like I do, how dear 6840, 6480, somebody. I can't remember the last name.
Yeah.
Already, my friend.
Did any of the mods drop anything in here?
Your mods, but mine's better.
What I need is a producer. That's what I really need. Somebody that will work for free.
Oh,
but
no.
We'll do it.
He's got lots of time on his hands. He's not doing anything.
No.
Come on.
Yeah. That's what I need. Producers. Let's go. Somebody handle
Hell
all
yeah.
of it. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Need an intern.
Sean, take over the show. You're the co-host.
All right, so damn it. I told you I'm just here to be here. No, I'm kidding. So, what was the inspiration behind the book? Give us a quick, brief rundown.
Well, I started thinking this idea like going on at least 20 years ago, because I went to see Pirates of the Caribbean in theaters, and I really loved it. And
Good movie.
And I loved like the spirit behind the whole piracy thing, but I wanted to see it done in a way that was like futuristic and cool, and had like a lot of different types of weapons you could do, like other than just cutlasses and one-shot pistols. So really, I had started to see stuff about space pirates, and I found that like most of them, they just didn't do it for me. Like I love the concept, but I felt like it was never done to perfection. So that's what I've been working on. With Outlaw Nights. This is issue number 2 of about a 10-issue series. This takes place in the 31st century. Humanity has begun colonizing into outer space. History is very much repeating itself as the nations of territory and resources. It's a chaotic and hectic time period to be alive, and crime is on the rise. There is a huge boom in piracy. There's never been a better time to be a criminal. And so in the midst of all this, we've got our main character, Cyrus Lawson, who has had a rough go of it and has settled on a small, out-of-the-way, insignificant little colony called Therese. And he's joined the colony guard there, but he's not expecting a lot of trouble. Because I mean, hell, who would go to the boonies? Like, what's out there? Well, right from the get-go of issue 1, our boy's little dream of paradise is burst wide open because the pirates of the ship Hazard invade his settlement looking for a special piece of data. And this data is going to lead to a treasure everybody and their mother's got their eyes on. It is a rat race in the making, a huge one. And so issue 2 kicks off where our boy has been kidnapped by these pirates. And so now he's getting a first-hand look at the underworld of the 31st century, and they're being hunted by an infamous badass pirate hunter who you see right there. And so we got guns blazing, we got action, and we have got some major-ass drama cooking.
Hold on a second. Is there some feedback somewhere?
I heard bugs.
Yeah.
Oh, was it bugs? Okay, that was a bug. Okay,
dramatic music building up. I was
that could have worked. Yeah, that could have worked. I thought, well, maybe you're getting ready to be eaten too. Be careful out there, man. I don't know where you're at, but that was freaky. Go ahead, keep going. I got some 6 a.m.
Oh, that was pretty much the end of my little pitch there of the story. But yeah, I highly recommend everybody gets this because, yeah, like you were saying earlier, how y'all are big fans of the 90s. Well, I think a lot of our artwork is 90s inspired.
That's the way to go.
And yeah, like I am, I'm very proud of this series. And I think the biggest issue we've got is just exposure. I think not a lot of people have heard of us. So yeah, everyone in the world needs a copy of Outlaw Nights.
Agreed.
And if you missed issue 1, we've got catch-up tiers, and we have got awesome deals on those because you can get hard copies of issues 1 and 2 for only $25.
Nice. I was gonna say, I definitely need to know more about this chick.
That is Code.
Code, baby.
Code.
My girl.
She is part of the pirate crew, and she doesn't talk a lot. She lets her guns and her knives
doesn't
do most
need
of the
to.
talking.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you definitely let your guns do the talking. That's they're talking to me right now.
She's very
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
You're talking about the big gun, right? Like the one she's holding.
Oh yeah, of course. That one.
Oh,
That
okay.
one. That one. That's exactly.
I figured.
Demons of Justice.
Sean Martin says the bug sounds like it's traveling back from the 31st century, maybe to try and prevent Outlaw Nights 2 from happening. That could be.
Yeah.
That could be. Getting attacked.
I mean, I would agree.
Back it today. Yes, sir. Links. Thank you, mods, for dropping the links to Outlaw Nights 2 in the chat. Everybody go definitely check this out. 18 days left here on Indiegogo. Did you say this was on Fund My Comic as well, or just Indiegogo?
Yes.
It is okay.
It's on both.
Yes, fight the future. Definitely.
Yes. Future's bullshit. Fight it.
That was yeah, check that out. Outlaw Nights 2 sounds awesome. Got that 90s aesthetic. I like the cybernetic arms and all that kind of stuff. Right up my alley. Or right down my alley. Is that how you say it? Something. Stay away from my alley, by the way, everybody. Yeah. I don't want to put it out there, you know. It's not an invite to you all.
Lock doors.
We also have the Don here, who is going to be dropping Omega Mission. What's going on with that, man? You've been working on this for a second. We've been seeing the progress.
Mission number 1, Apocalypse Tears. You're damn right, man. This is the love of my life right here.
Hell yeah.
30 years in the making. Just want to give a shout out to my editor, Mark Bolton, who's working hard on keeping me on the straight and narrow.
Shout out to Mark.
This is a story that it's seen so many different alterations through time, but I think we have finally settled on the thing that makes it kick the most ass, and that is the fact that the Black Badge team, 15 years ago, there was this massive influx of superhumans. So the world got together and they said, you know what? This sucks. There's too many of these things around. They're harming people. It's not a good thing. You guys get together, get rid of them, terminate them, do everything that you got to do, no holds barred. And when you're done, you get to carry on with your life, but you got to give your powers up. So we all have a nice, normal life, right? So they did that. They terminated about 350 of their own fellow manifested individuals.
Damn.
Brutal, dude. Brutal shit. And yeah, we'll be telling that story too. But right now, we're in the present. So the guy that's involved, the leader of the Black Badge team, you see him right there in the center with the aviator sunglasses on. That's my boy Clipper Dodge. He's an old man now. He's given up his manifest. He's living his life in the rural countryside of Virginia. And suddenly, there's this being that comes out from the clouds. This evil armored being called the Monotrox. And he's got a bone to pick with dude. We don't know why. That's where the story begins. Okay? That's where the story begins. And it's up to you to sign up to this magnificent work of art, work of genius that I and Mark are putting together. And I know why. Now, if you're inspired by 90s Image, if you're inspired by Liefeld, if you're digging Wildcats, Youngblood, Jim Lee X-Men, Chris Claremont, any of that
stuff.
Claremont.
Shout out to Caleb.
We got our little blurb there that you can read all about. It's on the sign up page. Like, this is just a sign up tour. The book itself, the campaign goes live August the 15th.
August 15th. Okay.
We're going to start it off on Fund My Comic. And if we get a good enough response, we're going to carry it out from there.
Okay.
So that's where I stand on it. We're knee deep. We're knee deep in the production of it. I got a few pages under my belt. I got the cover done. If you want to check more of it out, it's on Don Draw Stuff on the X, on the Instagram. You got my YouTube. It's also the same thing. I'm starting my my Omega Mission tour. I'm talking with different creators about being on their channels. You guys were the first stop. Jay, been talking to you. I'm talking a lot of other people. It's going to happen.
I'm still waiting for Cash App.
Yeah, the check will clear any day.
Yeah, there you go. I've got only one issue with this.
Oh, and if you want to play the video, you can.
Yeah, before I do that though, let me address personal grief. Yeah, let me shit on your book for a second. This is cool. I like Mark Bolton here. And in parentheses, Riding Pain. That's cool. Yeah, but fuck all that shit. Where is the Reaper Destroyer? Mark Bolton, Reaper Destroyer. Where is the Reaper Destroyer love here?
I didn't know.
Don.
Destroyer.
Don.
I didn't friggin' know, man. And I only got so much room. What do you want from me?
Motherfucker. That's all I gotta say. All right, let's take a look at this trailer. Shit.
Damn. I'm so sorry. What is Omega Mission?
Omega Mission is a sci-fi action-adventure comic book written and drawn by Don Edwards. It's a culmination of story and characters that have been evolving into a tale of pain, persistence, and revenge. A story of what was supposed to be the saving grace of a world in need of heroes, instead blighted with unchecked pride and power, a curse that threatened to become mankind's undoing. What is Omega Mission? Pain in the form of Thomas Allen Gentry, the one-time hero of Flipper Dodge, leader of Black Badge, who only ever wanted to save lives and protect others, forced to not only destroy and murder, but also violently shake apart the foundation of a world's trust and rebuke his own moral compass for the sake of saving his own future. Persistence in the way of Black Badge working still in secret, even after the deadly chaos of the Omega Mission over 15 years ago. Still plotting, still testing, still thinking they are the shield and sword of the people and planet, when all they are is the hungry and uncontrollable virus infecting us all. Revenge in the arrival of the being the Monotrops, eyes ablaze with an unending anger and hatred for Dodge. Who is he? What does he want? How is he so powerful? But more importantly, can he be stopped? Story, characterization, killer art. All these things are Omega Mission. And the countdown begins August 15th. This is your mission. Will you be ready?
Oh, yeah.
Giggity.
Giggity. Hell yeah.
That's cool.
Looking good, man. Looking good.
Yeah.
Everybody go check that out. Links are in the chat. That's August 15th. That's how far into the book are you going? Or have you done with it so far? Are you using, like, I say that because so many discussions now. I don't want to get into a discussion because the show is almost over, but like I launched Reaper Destroyer with 4 pages worked on, and then I worked on the book as, you know, I had the funds to do it. There are people that try to do the entire thing before they launch, all that kind of stuff. Where are you sitting on this? Because I know you've been working on this for a second.
Well, I'm the dude that's doing the whole damn thing, so it really doesn't matter. But it's going to be 13 pages of story and art in total, and there's going to be some additional bonus stuff thrown into it. So,
yeah.
And if I could just also quickly shout out the studio every Saturday, 7 p.m. my channel.
Do it.
Yeah. Sean's been on it many times. He's been on it. We're waiting for Joe to get his ass on there.
Yeah, one of these days I got to plan it on a Saturday. I got
Mama Donna over here. Come on.
Hello.
Say
hi, Mama Donna.
Everybody love Mama Donna.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, so it's good. Jay, you're also invited. Jay, you know you're invited. Goddamn, I don't have that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna say something I completely forgot. Oh well, I'm getting old. It happens.
Yeah.
Jay.
Yes, sir.
You looking slim, man.
I was gonna say that. Like,
yeah.
Are you going skiing?
Can't say that live.
Maybe.
Looking good though, man. Looking good.
Yeah, things are good. Things are great. Big changes. I had to make changes. We way too often get comfortable, and we are afraid to venture off and do things for yourself. And I've decided to do things for myself for once. I've always been, doing things and supporting others, and I've never taken care of myself. And I'm finally doing that in my life. And I've met this incredible woman, and I will be, major life changes for me. So
good for you, dude.
Yeah, that's what's going on. The channel, the channel is what it is. You get, everyone in the chat, everyone that's watched and supported. Thank you so much. I appreciate all you guys. I think I'm at 28,000 subscribers now. So thank you so much.
You deserve it.
And I'm not even done yet. I'm just getting started. I did a shout out to these two guys here, and this guy. He was the first guest ever that I had on the show. Yeah, and these two have always been big supporters of me, and been if I had any questions,
family.
or family, exactly. And 100%. So That's why I did a huge shout out to you guys the other day on the channel. But
Yeah, no, I
you gotta
appreciate
stay humble. You gotta always, remember where you came from, and I always remind myself that every day. So I got a lot of big plans for the channel moving forward. So it's just getting started, and this guy knows exactly what I'm talking about. I had a vision, I had a dream, and yeah. Go ahead.
No, yeah, I think it's going to be awesome, man. And if it's going to happen, you're going to be able to be the one to do it. I'll say that. It's funny because when I first met Jay, he was inviting me on the show, and it was a fun show, and we got to know each other pretty well, pretty quick. Same thing with Sean. We had him on the show and everything, but Jay was always like, he always had big plans, and he was like, I got this plan. I'm not going to tell you what it was, but he had a plan and he executed it, and I was even blown away by like how well it turned out. And you just saw his channel explode in a very short amount of time. Go from very small subscribers like us, and then just blowing up. So I mean, it's an incredible rise to see you do your thing, man, and we're extremely proud of you. And it's awesome to have you as a friend for one first and foremost, just the fact that we've grown to know you as a friend, and that's the biggest thing. But then to see you just be successful, and then to know that you got the next phase that you're going to, and I think you're going to get there, and I think it's going to be awesome. So I'm looking forward to seeing you to reach those next goals, man.
I always say it's not just me; it's the community that I've built, that we all have built.
For sure.
And we have a community with like some really good, genuine, honest people, and that actually care about each other. And that's what I've always wanted. I didn't want the sticks. I didn't want the kayfabe. I didn't want any of that.
Yeah.
Any of the BS that you see on YouTube. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna talk about these topics and whatever it is, but we're gonna have fun with it and just roll with it and support each other and promote each other. And we've done that. So
much love, brother.
Twisted Dream says, I suffer from depression, Gooch, and I'll tune in. Yeah, definitely do that. I think it's heavy topics that he's talking about, but I think it's good. So definitely do that. I think people suffer with that more than we all think. I went through it at one point in my life as well. So, I mean, I understand what that can do to you. So,
yeah, check out Monday. Monday, I'm going to be talking about guilt and how that overwhelms us and can overtake us. So I'm going to be talking about that on Monday. So
nice. All right, everybody tune into that. Guys, we got to get out of here, but Fuseboxx, Don, Gucci, you know this, but you guys are welcome on this channel anytime. Just hit us up. You don't even have to be promoting anything. If you want to come on, we got an open spot, and you just want to jump on and talk comic books with us, you guys are more than welcome. Chat, you guys are awesome as always. I have to say, Twisted Dreams, that crown is still very much #1 in your name, so I'm going to call it. You're going to add to the leaderboard here with everybody else. Twisted Dreams will be added to that. We'll check that out on the Ronan Joe show at 8 p.m. And that's another brand new winner. So I'm going to see who's going to be our first repeat winner at #1. We're going to see and check that out as we go forward. So again, Ronan Joe, 8 p.m. Sunday. The Spawn review, we're looking at Spawn 365 next Tuesday at 8 p.m. I haven't read it yet, but everyone's saying it's badass. Of course it is. It's Brett motherfucking Booth and Todd McFarlane. Where can you go wrong, right?
I read it.
And that's it, because then I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks. So that's all we're going to have until I get back first week of July. So definitely tune in for that. Those last 2 shows on this channel for a couple weeks. So do that, and let's have some fun. By the way, Sunday, tune in 8 p.m. at the Ronan Joe show. At the end of the show, will be singing underneath our clothes by Shakira because of Sheldon Martin right here. So I do this new thing on my YouTube, or just on the Ronan Joe show. It's just my thing, where if you send a $50 more super chat, you can pick a song for me to sing, and I will sing it live. I gotta be able to play it on the acoustic and sing. And the whole idea is that the chat can join in and roast me as I'm doing it, because this is going to be horrible.
Oh, it's on.
Yeah, this is going to be horrible because, I got to figure out how the fuck to sing this. I'm not going to try to sing like Shakira, but I'll try to sing.
You better shake that ass, baby. Like,
yeah, you better shake it.
I need to shake
and do a little like,
yeah. You better shake that
shit. You to pick up on that? Come on.
No. Yeah. I laid down the rules when it first happened. It's like I will sing it the best I can, but I'm not gonna you can't just. I'm not just gonna be in there and just like. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna try to do it. I'm gonna try to do it. I'm gonna try to sing it the best I can. That's the whole idea, and then you can roast me because I'm not gonna be able to do it. However, every week I'm going to run the same kind of contest, and then the following week I'll take a week to try to learn the song and all that kind of stuff, then tune in the next week, and I'll close out the show with singing it. Sheldon Martin was the first one to do it, and he picked that song, and I'm like, okay. Yeah, no, I've been studying it, I've been checking it out, man. We're gonna do it.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna take it as serious as I can. I'm not gonna say it's gonna come out well, because that's a completely different octave range than I do, but I'm gonna do the best I can, and it should be fun. So tune in, Ronan Joe Show, and join in the chat, roast me, have a good time. That's what it's all about. So, all right. Until then, guys, we're gonna get out of here.
One last thing. Tomorrow at noon, Mark Polton, Mark Yoon, Enrico Bata, and Dexter Weeks are launching Gun Goth. She's the hot topic of the summer. From noon for a couple hours, we're going to be streaming, take a break, and then come back sometime at night as well. I know the guys are going to be doing some sketching for backers or something like that. I'll be hanging out. I'll be doing some working on Type 1, file formatting, this and that. But Gun Goth launches tomorrow, noon Eastern, primetime Polton's channel. And be there and don't be a square, please.
I also completely forgot, 10 o'clock tomorrow night, we're going to lock at Batman 160. We've been trying to fit that in before I go on vacation. It's been really busy, but we are going to also fit that in. So a special Otten Stuff show tomorrow at 10 p.m. We're just going to look at 160. It's the only time we can do it, and it's not our normal night. So if you can join us, cool. If not, catch the replay, but we got to get in it. So that's it. We got to get out of here. We got stuff to do. Love you guys. Love the chat. Everybody, as I say, always be good to each other. Take care of one another. And as always, picture me naked. Talk to you later.